All right, what's going on, everybody? Broken Games HDR back at it again with another video. All right, so I'm going to give you my thoughts, my opinions, my review on the Summer Game Fest 2025. I didn't live stream it last night because I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no fucking clue or idea that it was even happening last night. Because I'm not really thinking about Summer Game Fest. Historically, the show has been ass, so it's not even something I was like really worrying about. Like, oh, I got to remember when that's happening so I can live stream it. And what I was gonna do is I was like, oh, let me watch the entire, just rewatch the entire thing, and give my opinion on not only the game trailers but how the entire show went. But then I looked at the stream and it was 3.5 hours. I was like, hell no. So I'm just gonna give you my opinions on the major game announcements, pretty much. Um, so yeah, this is not in order. Resident Evil Requiem. So this is Resident Evil 9. I don't know why they've dropped the numbers from the title. It's probably because it might be because they realize like once we get to Resident Evil 10, it's gonna look a little bit fucking ridiculous. I'm guessing that because they still market it as Resident Evil 9. And same thing with Village. Village was still marketed as Resident Evil 8. But they just dropped the number. So it just sometimes makes it seem like it's not a mainline Resident Evil game, but it is. Because in the past, they've dropped the numbers when it was a Resident Evil spinoff. But this one looks really good. We're playing as what's Grace Ashcroft, Alyssa Ashcroft's daughter. Um, and we're going back to Raccoon City. Raccoon City was bombed because it was pretty much like ground zero for like the T virus. So that's exciting. It's launching February 27th next year, all platforms, of course. And I like this. I really like this trailer. Ever since 7, they've really gone back to the roots of Resident of like horror survival, and like really making you feel helpless in a way, still giving you weapons to fight back, but also still, actually making you feel a little bit helpless. Um, I guess because when you played as like Chris or Leon, who were like actual agents, it was like these are very capable people. Now they've like with 8, they made you essentially play as a normal fucking person. For the most part, Ethan was a normal person. When I actually saw her, I actually thought this was Rose, Ethan's daughter. I thought that was her at first. I thought like because I was looking at the picture, I'm like, if you cut her hair, that looks like her, but it's not. And there's been a running joke that like Capcom is gonna be like milking milking Leon until like he is an old man in a wheelchair in a retirement home. And I remember the rumors for the longest with Resident Evil 9 is that we would be playing as Leon again. But I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at it. So as long as the game is good, you know, Raccoon City. This is 27 years later after the Raccoon City event. So yeah, I trust Capcom because even though I wasn't a fan of Resident Evil 7. I actually wasn't. 8 I liked a lot. It was my one of my favorite games that year because it still played like 7, but 8 still played like 7, but it got more back to the Resident Evil that I like. So excited for this next year. Stranger Than Heaven. This is by the Like a Dragon Yakuza Virtua Fighter developers. This looked cool. I think it's like you play as like a detective at the timeline of the turn of the century. Well, 1943 actually. And it reminded me a little bit of like L.A. Noirish, but you're also I don't actually think you're a detective. It just seemed like that at first. Um, but it does seem to have, visceral combat and gameplay that that their previous games have. And I'm not a fan of Yakuza Like a Dragon or any of the games they make. So this game to me does interest me a little bit more and it looks better. But this is a possible for me. Overall, I don't like their game, so it's not even a guarantee that I even like pick this up. This is more than likely I don't play this. I lean more towards I'm probably not going to buy this. Scott Pilgrim X or EX, which is a clever double meaning because the game is about um, the chick's exes that you fight, and then they called it EX, which is sometimes a naming convention for games. You get it. I played Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. When was that? 2 generations ago, I think it originally came out. Good game, fun game. Not something I'm caring about in 2025. I'm good on that. Mina the Hollower, yeah, don't care. I'm gonna skip over some shit that I don't care. I'm not gonna waste time talking about it just to talk about it. Don't give a damn. Lego Voyagers, definitely don't care. Onimusha Way of the Sword. I'm a big Onimusha fan. I still got to play the. I played it back in the day, but I got to replay the remaster. They had released a remaster for Onimusha 2. I still need to replay that. The first trailer of Onimusha Way of the Sword had me a little bit worried because it looked a little bit, it needed some work. It looked a little bit rough, which was understandable. It was an early trailer. This seems to be representative of a newer build, so it looks a lot better. The animations, the mechanics, the gameplay. Um, I'm very excited about this. I love that. Like one thing I love in games is parrying weapons that you should not be able to parry. Like he's literally parrying this monster's big ass fucking club. Like shit like I love that shit. Like parrying, I love the mechanic of parrying weapons, like sword against sword or the equivalent size weapons is always fun to me. But there's something that I really get enjoyment out of when I'm able to parry something that I clearly should not be able to parry. I love that type of shit. And the game looks great. It's coming out next year. It doesn't have an actual release date, just next year. Capcom doing a thing. Because at what was that PlayStation's event, they also showed Pragmata. That looked good too. Mafia: The Old Country. This trailer seems to listen. I say it all the time. Everybody knows this. Mafia just has good ass fucking writing. I listened to the trailer of this, and I'm like, this is just good writing, bro. That's the one thing that the that they've always had in the Mafia games. That's their like bragging right, is they just have really good writing. It's just always the gameplay that's been a little funky, right? And I'm just listening to this trailer. I'm like, this dialogue, this writing is just really good. I can't wait for this. I'm excited that it's gonna be more like a linear game. It's gonna be like $50, I think. Because everything is open world nowadays. So when we actually do get something more linear, it excites me. And as long as the gameplay, is good, the guns and how it feels and the aiming and the missions, I'm excited for it. I think this is August. Yeah, August 8th. Yeah. Definitely. We here for that. Liza P. Overture. So they stealth dropped this. Shadow drop, stealth drop, whatever. I hate stealth drops. I hate it. Because I'm at the point in life, right, where you got to plan out for games. I be looking at like the calendar and the schedule for game releases. So I can plan around it. I'm like, okay, I know that's coming out that day. I'm gonna be able to play it. So when they just shadow drop a game, I'm like, bro, I'm not prepared for this. I'm not prepared. I can't even play this right now. I still haven't touched it because life, adulting, responsibilities, all that lame shit. So I will get to it, but I just wasn't able to play it. I'm not able to play it yet. So I hate that, bro. Give me a date so I can set aside time and plan to play your game. But of course, I'm a huge Liza P fan. Jack has been on Twitter talking about, I expressed this also, that I've been disappointed that they decided to add difficulty options to Liza P. I feel like that was the wrong decision. You should not have done that. I feel like you got to uphold the integrity of being a Souls game, and no other Souls game has broken that, just broken that principle of no difficulty options. Now, I'm not going to go as far as Jack and be like, oh, I don't even want to play this, or I'm not going to play this because of the difficulty options. I'm not going that far, but I do enjoy seeing him and Wonton argue back and forth about this. on Twitter. Great entertainment. Dying Like the Beast. This looks phenomenal. I was a big fan of the first Dying Light, not a big fan of Dying Light 2. I feel like they got away from what made Dying Light great with Dying Light 2, and this feels like they're going back to it. Dying Light 2, something just felt off. The balance of the game, just the structure. I felt like they tried to I felt like they did the thing where a lot of developers do where, oh, we got to make this game just really, really expansive and big. Where Dying Light, was the first one was a pretty big, is a sizable world. But I felt like it was the pause. I felt like it was the right size, the perfect size. And 2, they just went a little bit crazy. And it just messed up like the balance of the game and just like a lot of shit for me. And this seems to be going back to, its roots, its standalone, coming out August 22nd. And yeah, this just looks right. This looks right, bro. And I'm excited for it. This looks awesome. Amazing, actually. Yeah, I'm hyped for this. So hopefully the Beast is more like 1 than 2. Hopefully they've learned a lot from 2, because I think a lot of people had gripes with it. Even them, like I felt like, probably with making 2, it felt like they were a little bit spread thin because it was pretty buggy at launch. I remember it being kind of buggy at launch. So I'm excited for that. Code Vein 2. I did not expect Code Vein 2. I beat the original Code Vein. When did that? I felt like that came out like 6 years ago, and I thought like Code Vein, I don't think it like was successful enough to warrant a sequel, but Bandai Namco, I guess they greenlit it. And it was I liked it, and it was overall a bit underwhelming. I didn't like the art style. The art style was just, I don't know. The art style was just very dry. Something bothered me about the art. That's disturbing. Something about the art style just kind of bothered me. And they are going with like I think the art style is still similar, but it just overall, I think that this presentation overall looks better. So I'm down to, and I think the mechanics in the first one were a little bit not as fleshed out as it should have been. So I'm down to give this a chance. I'm not like super excited for it or anything like that. But I would give this a shot. I beat Code Vein 1, so depending on when this comes out, I would play 2. Mortal Shell 2. Another these are all 3 games that I did not expect really to get sequels. Mortal Shell 2, I played Mortal Shell 1, did not like it. 2 looks a lot better. I kind of hate when like I can't get through the original of a game and then the sequel of that game comes out and it looks a lot better. But I play so many Souls games. I think I'll be fine. I'm at the point where I don't feel like the need where I need to play every Souls game. I play most of them. So Mortal Shell 2, I think this is going to be a skip for me. Atomic Heart 2. I played Atomic Heart 1. I did not beat it. It just wasn't very good to me. It was kind of boring to me. I'm sure they've made improvements. I'm sure this is going to be better, but I'm good on it. I'm good. The Cube, some MMORPG. I never end up playing MMORPG shooters. I never end up playing. They be looking all right. They be just releasing weird. I never end up actually playing them. So I don't really got no comment on that. I probably won't actually play that. Ill, I thought it when they first showed this, I thought Ill was Resident Evil 9. And since I didn't watch the show, but did Capcom do a fake out where they said, "Oh, we need more time for Resident Evil 9," and then apparently the time they needed was like 5 more minutes because they showed it 5 minutes later. So I guess it was a fake out. but I kind of thought this was Resident Evil 9, and this looks great. Um, Team Month. What else did they do? I know that name. This looks great. And Ill is made by, what was it? A developer called Team Clout. I think it's called it's a developer called Team Clout. Munfish is the publisher, I think. This looks great though. Oh yeah, this looks great. Clearly heavily inspired by Resident Evil. Clearly. Oh my god. I really like the title too, because yeah, that's some sick shit. They're clearly ill. Is that actually, did he just fucking yeet that baby? He just fucking kick the baby, bro? Yeah, clearly heavily inspired. Sonic Racing CrossWorld. I love my kart racers. I have a lot of time in the previous Sonic Racing game, so I will be picking this up. I did see there was some conversation about this being what, $70? I'm not sure. Standard edition is priced at $70 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and the Nintendo Switch version is going to be $60. So yeah, this is $70. Uh, most likely still gonna play it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably still gonna pick it up. It's got a release date, September 25th. I might actually get this on Switch, not because of the price. I don't give a fuck about playing 10 extra dollars, but me and my wife play a lot of racers. Like, that's mainly what we play on our Switch, is like Mario Kart. So I actually, so yeah, if I get it on PlayStation, I'll be playing against, I guess it probably has online, and yeah, and I don't know how many people are actually gonna buy it that I know, so I don't know if I'll be playing with anybody. So I'll probably just get that on Switch 2 to play with my wife. Um, what is this? Yeah, don't care. What is this? Some Nicktoons game. We don't care. End of Abyss, sci-fi action RPG, launching 2026. I'm fucking with this. This looks to be one of those like indie treasures. One of those indie gems. Kind of like the way that look. I'm down for that. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. They showed off She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. This is the beat 'em up. Where did they show this first? This is one of the previous shows. But yeah, this looks good. When the first time they showed it, it looked good. So they're just showing off Rocket Raccoon there and She-Hulk. Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. This didn't have any actual gameplay, right? I don't think this had any gameplay. And this game has been rumored for a long time. I don't really get the hype about this. It's like, this is from a developer that really hasn't made anything, I think. It's like from a new developer. They had some type of partnership with Xbox, because it was rumored this should have been like exclusive to Xbox at some point, but Xbox doesn't do exclusive games anymore, really like that anymore. So that, I guess that wouldn't have made sense. Oh, they did show, I guess I missed it. That was some gameplay right there. I'm not really that impressed though. Like, I see a lot of people hyping this. I don't listen. I'm a Wu-Tang fan, but I don't really see that much to get hype over yet. Chrono Odyssey, another MMORPG. I looked at this trailer; it looked good, but like I said, I never end up playing these MMORPGs. These are like a lot of these be time sinks. Maybe time sinks, and I never end up playing them. Felt that boxing. I don't know if it's me, or does this game actually look kind of good? I could just be starving. We could just be very starved for a decent boxing game, because Like, when's the last time we had one? I know there's that Undisputed game, I think, and I think there's another one, but, you know, we haven't had, like, a fight night or anything like that, something that's, you know, undisputable quality of a boxing game. Um, they showed gameplay somewhere here, I think. This this is an actual wait, where's the gameplay? I could have sworn I saw gameplay in here. Am I tweaking? I could have sworn I saw gameplay when I watched this trailer. Maybe I was tweaking. Wait. Am I looking at gameplay but can't tell? Bruh. Is that gameplay? I don't know. Never mind. I thought I saw something else. Never mind. That's most likely some bullshit skip. Out of words. I don't think I looked at this trailer. What do you call this Coraline looking art style? I'm not mad at this. This is something I probably will never play though. Infinestimals. Oh, this is the Bugs Life looking game. This looked kind of heat. It did remind you of Grounded, except what? Here's the pitch. What if Grounded was actually good? Almost like a Bug's Life. You know, for those of you who are old enough to remember a Bug's Life, this is like a third person. It's like it's a third person shooter. It looks really good. Third person shooter, but it's also action adventure. This looks nice. Yeah, no, this look cool. It actually looks fun, and I like the art style. Yeah, this looks nice. 2026. I'm interested in that. Casino Royale, Lachief comes to Hitman, don't care. Wildgate, some FPS slop, I don't really care. Arc Raiders has a lot of hype. I have to look into gameplay of Arc Raiders because I can't say I actually know what it looks like at this current moment. But I know a lot of people are hyped for it. Comes out October 30th. I got to look at like some beta gameplay or something like that because I know they did like an overhaul on the game or something like that. Deadpool VR. It's funny when I saw Deadpool VR. I'm like, actually saw this trailer, from in the show because I did catch small clips of the show. I was like, I guarantee you this is not going to PlayStation VR. I almost bet it. And at the end, MetaQuest exclusive. I'm like, yep, knew it. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's weird to me that like, so it's like Meta pays for these VR exclusives, but it's like, bro, do you really have any competition? Like, there's not really like, I understand like there are VR headsets, and technicalities, because there are multiple products in that lane, by default, they're competitors, but they're not really competing because the VR overall, the VR market is kind of just existing. It's not really a fight going on. You know what I'm saying? They're not like really fighting for land and control of the VR market. There's not a fight going on for the VR market. So it's like, do you really need these exclusives? I don't know. Killer In, was that it? I guess that was it. Let me check another. I did see there was that moment where uh the developer for Splitgate made a comment like hating on Call of Duty, and saying that he would like Titanfall back. And in the gaming industry, it's like it's looked down upon from developer to developer to not like talk badly or disparagingly about another developer's game. That's you could tell that's like the code. So him doing that, a lot of developers probably don't like that, and a lot of people were like, why did he say that?" Because it's like, "Oh, we're all artists, and we're artists, and we're creating things, so why are you shitting on somebody else?" I like that. I like shitting on other things, as people clearly know. I like when people shit on it because it's still competition. I understand that y'all are all developers, but it's still competition, bro. And if he, you never hear that from developers. You know, talk about their gripes with other games when you know they have them. It's like, yo, they're just like us. There are games out there that you must think suck. There's games out there that you definitely think are ass, but you'll never know that because they never say it because it's like against the creed and the code. Um, Square Enix revealed Killer in a new team-based social deduction. No, you lost me at social deduction. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Don't give a fuck about that. I'm just doing a second check to see if that list was missing anything. Game of Thrones, War for Westeros. That's gonna be trash. No, we don't care. No, Toa and Guardians of the Sacred Tree. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, that's what Munfish did. Okay. Think I got everything. Chronicles, medieval trailer, teases ambitious battles with. I don't think I seen this. Can we skip this goddamn ad? No self-respecting person is playing Cyberpunk on a Switch. I said it. Certainly visually looks good. Okay. Was that really it? Did I really cover everything? Why was this goddamn show 3 hours? It must have been a lot of filler if that joint was 3 hours. Let me see something. Let me just skip through real quick. Oh yeah, they did bring Kojima out, and I heard Jeff Keighley gave him a hand job right on stage. Oh, Joker's gonna be in Mario. Makes sense. Okay. Let me just. That was Arc Raiders. I'm just skimming through just in case I come across something. What is this? No, wait. There was other announcements because there was a game, some like third person shooter with an art style that I hated, and like I want like this art style. It's kind of like the Fortnite-ish. It's kind of like the Fortnite-ish art style or a variation of it. Hold on, y'all. And I was like, man, I want that art style to be banned from video games moving forward, bro, because it's just overused. Scum. Mind's Eye is gonna be garbage, bro. Yeah, that that announcement list definitely doesn't show everything. What the hell? I think those are just major. I think the list I was looking at were like major announcements. Let me see. I mean, I think I got everything that was. Oh, Acts of Blood. Yeah, that was the game that looked like Raid Redemption. This shit. I think they said there's a demo out. Somebody told me it's kind of clunky. Somebody was calling it like Timu Sifu, but I don't know. It looks good, but yeah, it the gameplay might actually be clunky, but it looks good. It looks fun. Looks a little bit slow, maybe. Was it this? The shit that I was No, it wasn't that. It was something that Blighted. What is that? From Guacamelee Studio. Oh, it's that one. Mecha Break, they had mentioned that. Uh Street Fighter 6. More of the characters were coming. Sagat, Sea Viper, um, and Alex and Ingrid. This is the game I was talking about. Last Flag. Yeah, this shit. Hate the way this looks. I hate the way this looks. Trash. Just slop. Big Walk. Snap. What? Trash. Escape Academy. Yeah, we don't care. Those are Divas. What? Possessors. Moonlighter. Relooted. Rataton. Oh, this is the Patapon spiritual successor, right? I think we've covered all the main things. All right. So had some decent announcements. Definitely had some really good announcements. Overall, the show there's no way you're gonna have a 3-hour show full of actual bangers. That's not gonna happen. So at least they showed some things that were worth the show existing and happening. And, he's gonna promote the smaller things, the bigger things, things in between. So, inevitably, there's gonna be a lot of slop in the middle of that. I think that that can't be avoided. So, you know, I guess it's, Wu-Tang Fall and Feathers. I guess it's in line with, like, previous Summer Game Fest, and like I said, I don't even know if, like, is there a day 2? I can never remember if, like, Summer Game Fest is multiple days. Summer Game Fest second day, Saturday, June 2nd, is likely to feature a variety of smaller events and streams beyond the main show. But day 1 is like the main show. So, okay. All right, y'all. Those are my thoughts. I'm out of here. Peace. I'll catch y'all on the next one.